The Supreme Court judge, Lord Sumption, the former Supreme Court judge, was on the programme and made his feelings on the matter very clear.
The fact is that the experts, the epidemiologists and the statisticians do not agree about this. There are a variety of opinions, and a lot of the contrary opinions are based on a great deal of experience. The fact is, the only way that you can get rid of endemic disease is to build up a sufficient measure of resistance among the population at large. A vaccine, which is the fastest and best route to building up herd immunity. We haven't got one, however, so we're going to have the slow route. The problem is we've got to face facts. The virus is not going to go away. And if it's not going to go away, the only thing that's going to control it is the accumulation of a widespread measure of immunity. That is how, historically, every viral epidemic has burnt itself out, and there's no reason to regard this one as any different.
But what you're saying is not a view held by most epidemiologists. It's not held by WHO. It's not held by many governments in the world. And Professor Devi Surinder, who's chair of the Global Public Health at Edinburgh University, wrote last week in The Guardian, the government should commit to what's often referred to as maximum suppression or zero COVID or elimination strategy, aiming to stop community transmission and keep the number of cases as low as possible.
That is an absolutely absurd and fanatical policy. Because the only way of doing that is to lock people down totally and permanently until there is an effective and safe vaccine available. The cost of doing that would be absolutely unimaginable in economic terms, in educational terms for our children, in social terms, the destruction of our culture. This is a ridiculous and blinkered view. It is a view which is expressed by people who think that the only thing that matters is public health. Actually, that's not the only thing that matters. Public health is one element in a complex decision which involves weighing up health considerations against a large variety of other social, economic, and educational factors. You cannot simply deal with it as a matter of public health or disease suppression.
Let's talk to the naked scientist, Dr. Chris Smith, virologist, lecturer, writer. Dr. Chris, what did you make of what Jonathan Sumption was saying there?
Well, what he's basically saying is that it's unsustainable to carry on the way we are, because if we do, we won't have an economy to prop up the standard of living to which we have all become accustomed. And I think that is true. We do have to come up with a solution soon. And the difference between March, when we didn't know much about this outbreak, and now is that we do know a lot more about it. We know who is susceptible, we know how to stop it, and we know what we need to do to stop it. And I think, therefore, we do need to just, rather than regard this as a blunderbuss thing, we just lock the country down. And I do agree with him completely that it is an absurd notion to think we just suppress virus by keeping everyone under lock and key. That's just not going to be possible.